Professor P.Calleo of Johns Hopkins University in Washington has given a very, very interesting seminar on the future of Europe, the States, and the relations between the States, United States, and Europe. You have been insisting, David, that a stronger Europe will be in the interest of both Europe and the United States, in the sense that the United States need to be, so to speak, helped in reducing any hegemonical status by having friends cooperating with in looking at world's problems. How do you see the future of Europe in this context?
Well, Europe is, whether it likes it or not, is a major force in the world. It's a major economic system. It has a large population. It's very advanced in all sorts of ways, and it has developed a particular skill in bringing together a group of nations who don't have the same interests necessarily, but in creating institutions which allow them to explore together what their common interests are. That is a skill which, it seems to me, has a great deal to offer in the world that is shaping up, which is not going to be a world dominated by American hegemony. That model seems to me has played itself out, and in that sense, Europe as a model for how a group of states should behave is something. Is a kind of gift to the rest of the world. On the other hand, as we all know, it's a model which requires labor constantly and is in a particularly difficult moment now, trying to figure out how to deal with the monetary union and maintain a confederal governance of that. Whether Europe can work this out, or whether Europe needs to mutate or move at least in the more American direction of a stronger central federal system, I mean, that time will tell, it seems to me. But that this is important, and that one way or the other Europe should succeed is, I think, critical for any hopeful view of this new century.
Well, that's a very interesting consideration. In Europe, we tend to think that any step towards a stronger, more united Europe would be antagonized by the United States. The fact that looking at Europe from the vantage point of the United States, you see that if Europe were politically stronger, economically more united, that would be a contribution to a healthier state of the world. Is something which has to be, so to speak, listened very carefully here in Europe, where we now have this conversation. Thank you very much, David.